basically is talking about you got to treat what you like to do as a hobby. But he's in a position where, and a lot of artists and creators who do it for a living are in a position where they do what their hobby is, right? If your hobby's rapping and you're a rapper and it becomes what you need to do, it becomes tough to separate the enjoyment of the hobby versus the pressures of a profession. And that's just the vibe he's talking about. And then when you face the pressures of profession, you can cloud up your creative mind and you might judge yourself as if you're a professional. And just the judging itself brings about a lot of places you probably don't want to go in your mind. Let's listen to it and we'll get more into it.
It's still true, this music is my singular purpose, but I've learned over time some things defy the logical. The opposite of what you'd expect is paradoxical. The less I act like this rap shit is all important, the more likely I am to like my recordings. I'm saying this is everything to me. That's no longer the message. I'm lightening up and being less precious, cause if I truly want my music to be epic and godly, I got to take the pressure off and treat it just like a hobby. I'm saying, yeah.
Where my mind went there is when you treat something as everything, you can lose track of the other things that are in everything. And because you're losing track of those things, the thing that you made everything was actually causing problems. And it is one thing, and it might be a big thing, but it isn't everything. And when you treat something as everything, then the pressures multiply because you're also giving up on or not spending as much time on other things. So it just gains that much pressure if it fails, or if you have a judgment of failing and success, as he clearly did. So it's just a lot of things to think about, really. And I think it applies to a lot of different things. Like, you can treat your life as a hobby too, in terms of like, try to just enjoy the day, parts of the day you enjoy. And you just can do the hobbies when you're not obligated to do something else. And I know a lot of people are in a lot of different situations, but you know, it's interesting to think about. Let's get it.
Saw that pressure and that stress on your mental, cause it's mad depressing when you over obsessing. Hoping the first line can't begin with the lesson. So at the blank page.
And it's not just about lyrics. Like, it's mad depressing when you over obsessing about the next line. That could be next decision. That could be next move, next choice, right? It's you can take it from writing or rapping and apply it to anything.
Just so overly passionate, maybe that's the problem. You wanna be Big L, Pac, Biggie, your godson. Hear the greatest rappers of all time, you love them, and then you hear the shit that you making and get to judging. The good news, your taste is impeccable. The bad news, the gap is immeasurable. Hard to close the gap when you can't even write your first line. Treat it like a hobby, not a job, and let your verse shine. I'm saying, yeah, you got it.
Because when you don't treat it like a hobby, you're trying to, like, you're looking at the gap and looking at the measures of success or where they are versus where you're at and whatnot, instead of just making things that you like and doing it for you. If you're doing it for you just because you enjoy it in the moment, you don't need to look at any other gaps. And when you do that enough, you know, the gaps never exist because you never see them because you're already there.
Next thing you know, he steps to the stage and all the house lights turn low. He grabs the mic. My friends, tonight we are blessed to be in the presence of some very special guests. I hope you brought your A game to the spot today, and I'll make some noise for Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem, Jay-Z, Nas, Kendrick, and Cole. They're here to bring some mentorship and help your penmanship grow. What a beautiful opportunity for our music scene. Now who wants to go first and rep for our community? Suddenly your body tense.
This also shouts out to Tommy Beats on the production and Sir Jazz on the mixing and mastering. Goes crazy. The whole crowd in the background while Harry paints the scene of an open mic that you're just going to, you know, test your skills, and then all the pressure's on. Everyone's there, all the big dogs. And that particular situation is a crazy, you know, occurrence. That would never happen. But even in that, that's what he's trying to say. Even in that like extreme moment, you should be able to just do it because you love it. Not you should be able to, but if you make the effort to see it as just the thing you love to do, then it doesn't matter what whoever thinks about it. Right? So it's super dope. I love this scene that he paints, and then the mixing with the audio, the crowd and people under it, and then the open mic, like room sound. It gives a whole image, and it's super dope.
Suddenly your body tense, color drains from your face. Look for an exit to escape from this place. When it was just a hobby, you thought your verse was the shit. Now the pressure's on and you way too nervous to spit. You gotta treat it like a hobby. Care too much, care too much. You gotta care too much, care too much.
You gotta care too much to care too much, right? Like, how are you gonna care too much if you don't care too much?